we're here. It's a year and months later. Hi, I'm Chris Meekiness fan. With me still, if you're watching this after the last part, Steven.
Chris.
Stefan.
Steven.
David.
Me.
Okay, and now that we've proved we still know how to intro our videos very well.
Right.
I did a good job. Hi. What's up? There's more of this game.
Is it like a brand new? Is it like a brand new game?
No, you're just 100%ing it all.
Oh, true.
Right.
I have the crown. That's happened since last time, so I'm very cool. Everyone in the comments, please comment very cool, Chris. I'll read them and go, yeah.
Right, that means you already 100%ed it.
Well, too bad, because now we have a new campaign that completely disregards all of your previous progress. So 100% it again.
Oh boy. Okay.
Right. So Sonic canonically jumps into a giant ring.
He does.
And then pops right back out where he was.
Which means, David, in this, he popped into a different timeline or dimension. Which means the Sonic that came from this one popped into his. So it's as if he never went away.
Oh God. Right.
Is this like Short Luke?
Yes.
Smaller.
Who?
Yeah.
Isn't there some theory for the original Star Wars trilogy that there's a short Luke that comes in at some point?
Yes.
I don't know.
There's a shorter
It's been a while.
Luke. Oh God. I haven't thought about that in a while. I'm gonna cheat and look it up on the internet.
That's probably better than me trying to remember something I read online 7 years ago.
Let's see.
So, Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
Yes, please.
Right. We shouldn't immediately sidetrack, right? We should be like, oh, Sonic.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
what the hell is this?
Sonic the Hedgehog. Fine. How did everyone feel about the update now that we've, by the time this uploads, it's been about 8 months. So how do we feel about it?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It was the most mixed bag of feelings I had. And then I played Sonic Superstars, and that also was a mixed bag of feelings, but
we're not recording Superstars right now, Stefan.
Oh,
Save that for Superstars, Stefan.
Unless Superstars is in the middle of this video.
Oh man, wouldn't that be fun?
It is really funny seeing that, because it was a whole thing of, we knew about this new campaign since they announced the DLC, but we didn't know how exactly it was gonna go about. So it was like, okay, are they gonna it's basically, are they gonna Persona 5 Goldness or Persona 4 Goldness or Persona 5 Royalness? And they ended up going more for the golden side of here's like a what if instead of just being here's a whole new additional campaign. This is more so like a what if, the last campaign was different, but it's still kind of designed in a way of they very much want you to play this last, both in terms of how it's structured and especially the difficulty.
Sega recently had a big signage thing during one of their presentations to show off all their different brands and IPs, and they didn't list it as Persona, they just listed it as Persona 5 amongst all the other brands they had. I was like, God, it really is.
That's
isn't
how you
it?
know, baby.
They even put Crazy Taxi and Jet Set and then Persona 5. All right.
Oh yeah, brother.
Can't wait for Persona 5 3 Reload.
I've never Persona'd, but I've definitely Sonic.
Oh. Okay, well, we'll make you play Persona 5 Royal. It's 120 hours.
Oh, only 120 hours. That's almost as long. I mean, it's a little bit longer than Frontiers, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you play Frontiers, you can play that, no problem.
Yeah. Right. I like how the story just immediately undo their sacrifice.
They're pretty upbeat about it too. Knuckles is just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? Wait.
Right.
What happened though?
Sorry, so the big question is, what do you like in terms of just kind of story structure? Do you like this idea better, or do you think how it was in the original, in the original worked better? because I'm kind of like in a weird mix of like I the fact that they're all doing stuff is much better, but the way they get to it feels like it feels like a thing of they ended a season on a cliffhanger, not knowing where it was going to go, and then they started writing the next season and realized, wait, shit, we don't know, we want to change it. So then the first episode is like quickly undoing what happened the last season finale.
I like these things of the original more, and I like those things of the new thing more. So I don't know. It's a mixed feelings thing for me.
Yeah, there isn't a clear preference for me. I like things about both in their entirety, but there are also things I don't like about each.
Yeah, same.
So it's a weird place to be. I was kind of hoping, I guess I didn't really want something that would decisively erase the original ending, basically, right? But
it did.
At the same time...
Go to the left.
Oh, well, no.
You didn't go to the left.
There's still... Oh, I went to the left, sorry. There's still stuff about the original ending I prefer.
They took out Sonic streaking across the sky.
They did do that.
And that made me sad.
Right.
Sonic streaking across the sky?
Yeah, like in that sad moment where like he's just like a shooting star and they hold on that image for like 10 seconds.
Okay, that the supersonic thing. I was just like, when did Sonic
Did I not say super?
I was just
Sonic
imagining
streak.
like Sonic naked through a Super Bowl or something.
Oh,
And I
no.
was like, wait,
The Super Bowl.
I got some power.
Oh wow, you're at 2. You're getting there. Okay.
Oh, right. I like how you have to start from scratch.
It's really fast. You can upgrade these guys so quick.
It took me a while to realize that, because my biggest friction when I first tried this update and got so frustrated that I put this down for like a week was that it doesn't explain itself, which is weird from the game that has like 30 tutorials at the start.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what it expected or wanted of me. So I went to that first map mission over there where the 5 pillars raise up, and I'm like, why can't I do this? Why is the control so bad? Why is there input delay?
Yes.
Part of why I waited to record this is because I thought that will get patched right away. It did not. Probably by the time this comes out, knowing us. And it was just all these things adding up, and I was just like, my God,
you didn't make
what the hell happened here?
Yeah, so the input delay is a problem on other consoles too, right?
I assume.
Yeah,
here on PC, it sure is something.
Yeah,
It was on Xbox. Yes, it was there for me.
Yep, it was there for Switch. Just the fact that you press the homing attack button and it's like half a second before you homing attack, and I'm like, oh no, this is gross.
Yeah.
Why it is like it is not acceptable at all, especially in these missions where these challenges have very, very precise like platforming and with what you have to do. So the fact that you're gonna like homing attack on a thing, but because you pressed it half a second late, you end up homing attacking the thing beneath it, and it just it piles on. It's like, you gotta like make sure that this isn't gonna work, so I gotta plan ahead. And it's just so many little things that it's like it doesn't need to be this way. And I'm like, I don't know why, like, because Sonic still functions exactly the same. He doesn't have any lag. It's just these 3. And I'm not really sure what happened that made these 3 have that lag.
Yeah, you were talking about input delay. It's you said some of the things require you to be like precise, but it's possible that they don't actually require you to be precise, and that the delay just makes it feel that way.
True.
Someone else say words.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say some words.
Oh.
I should clarify the way I structured this DLC footage is kind of how I did the main game, where at first I left in a lot of the extraneous stuff, but as we go on, I will just cut by it. Like all our power-ups and moves and stuff like that. I kind of show it for a bit, and eventually I'm just like, actually, we don't need to see this every single time. So there will be points where characters just suddenly have abilities and powers they didn't have before, just for the sake of
it's like real life.
Not having to crossfade cut a million times.
That was one of the things that you mentioned about the game not telling you. The fact that so many of the required things that you need to do requires you having to level up and get certain moves in order to do certain things. And yeah, the game never tells you that you're supposed to do that. So it's like there was like we'll see it later. There's a part when you're Knuckles and you have to climb up like a section and you have to punch those flag things.
Impact forms.
Yeah, you have to punch the flag things. You can only do that if you level him up so that you can do that move. But the game never tells you, so I'm just stuck there literally for like maybe 30 minutes trying to figure out, am I just doing something wrong? That's why I had to literally go on YouTube and check it out and see, what am I doing wrong? And then being like, oh, I gotta level up and move.
Yep. I had to go to our Discord server as Tails, because there's that part where you have to break the balloons with the wrench. I didn't get the wrench because everyone was like, yo, the cyclone is in and it's awesome. So I was like, I'll save my points up for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to have the wrench to get through that part. So I was stuck there for like half an hour like you. And I was just like, I don't, what do you want?
Well, you had the cyclone, which makes it easier to get all these skill points. So then you could get the wrench.
Oh, but I didn't have it yet. I was saving up my points for it. I wasn't doing my map, so I didn't know where all the level ups were.
I liked how you dashed into that Coco. That was a good that was a good move.
I deserved it. Also I don't do any of the fights because why would I subject myself to that?
That's true. That's still something I haven't done. Is fight all those big guys. Because what's the point? There is no
too hard.
I fought one of the I fought Spider Plus as Sonic, and it took me literally 10 minutes. I'm like, why would I keep doing this?
Yeah. Caterpillars, fuck you, laser, is where I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
and also Amy has magic now.
She does have magic.
She's always had magic, sort of.
But
now now they're really highlighting it, and I want them to keep doing it. I want her to stay as a magical character.
Yeah, I think it is so funny to see how it's like, oh, the tarot card thing was was a random reference in an instruction manual, and then suddenly it is everywhere. Like I think the IDW book was the first time it was like referenced again. I think it was an issue before 50 where like she was with the girls and she was like, oh, I'm gonna pull out my tarot cards, and then pretty much from there it's like tarot cards everywhere. It's she got the tarot cards in the Origins cutscene. So like when she
got to double jump and then do the card move.
What? Hold on, let me do that real quick.
She's the girl at the slumber party who kept on bringing out the Ouija board. And all the other girls were like, no, Amy, we already did this. And she's like, no. This time
we'll get in touch with my neighbor. I promise.
But your neighbor's not dead. Yeah, well.
I think the main game did that too, but the fact that every time you every time you level up a skill move, and then you're suddenly transported somewhere else drives me crazy.
Don't worry, we'll see plenty of that here.
Right, so they focus on her tarot cards, which they don't call tarot cards, they call them fortune cards. Just use the word tarot. But they haven't brought back the dowsing.
The dowsing?
I swear I saw the word dowsing recently involving her.
Right, because it is in that same Sonic CD profile where it's like, oh yeah, she's into tarot card reading and dowsing. It's like, oh yeah. Dowsing.
What's dowsing?
Dowsing
is searching for water with a stick.
Right.
But it's supposed to be magical.
Right.
Like underground water.
Right. It kind of looks like the like the wishbone in a turkey or something. Right.
The stick that you're holding looks like a wishbone.
Yeah, the stick you're holding.
Like in Pokemon. Okay.
Oh, is dowsing in Pokemon?
Yeah, that's your reference point, Chris.
Okay.
Yay.
Right. Which apparently it was something you're into, or she was into. Not you specifically. Maybe you're into it. I don't know. I think it can technically be used for other things, not just water, but it's generally a water thing. Like, that's how people know of it in modern. Not so much, I feel like it was a lot more. It was done a lot more in like the 1800s or something.
You did it. Double jump and then do the card thing. You did it.
You did it. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Well, you're figuring out the secrets of this game. So yeah, I want.
Right.
So in Sonic Frontiers 2, I just want her to constantly be looking for water sources. I think is the answer.
Oh, and what difficulty are you playing?
He showed it off at the beginning, Stefan.
I flipped it to easy. I didn't realize how catastrophic that would be for the towers, but I was like, I'm not. again, something I thought would be patched. I would have played all of this on hard if the platforms on the towers came back after you failed them and all the things you have to break that don't respawn.
Yeah. It's pretty
then-
bad.
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, it's kind of a fun challenge. But the way it is now, I'm like, this is just frustrating. Like, I don't want to go find water to jump into and die
Well,
just because I missed and flew off the tower.
The platforms don't come back if you fail them.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? Easy, fine.
Yeah, like I tried to play the game on hard as much as as much as I could, but then there were parts where I'm like, yeah, I think I believe I was able to do all of the Sonic stuff like on hard. Like I was able to do those platforming segments because I think there was the first one that was really difficult, but then all the rest of them I was like, okay, I can figure out like these are good challenges. But then I know for Tails, Amy, and Knuckles, there were segments that I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, so I switched it to easy. And because I was like, oh, I didn't think, because for the longest time I didn't think easy like changed, because when I think of changing from hard to easy, I'm like, oh, you like take less damage, like that kind of thing. But then when I change it to easy, and then suddenly there's all these extra platforms everywhere that make it significantly easier to traverse, I'm like, damn, there actually is like, it's like, oh, there actually is like, it's like actually able to be functioned now. And that was a weird thing. And now I'm like, once I realized that, it's like, okay, so why would I go back to hard then?
because you want to.
Because you want that Sonic challenge. Whoa.
Yeah,
Speed
come on.
strat.
Whoa, speed strat. Whoa.
I like the option.
I remember like when the DLC was coming out, there was this whole thing of people be like, you said the game was too easy, so now it's like there's actual challenge. And I'm like, yeah, there are some actual like good challenging bits in this DLC, just like all of those new challenges that they included in those first DLC packs, like the ones that have the big Coco, like those are really good challenges. But I think again, the problem here is that the controls aren't fine-tuned enough to make it
Exhibit
feel
A.
yeah. So it's like you can't have the problem with the difficulty is if the controls aren't on your side, then it makes them even more challenging than they should be. So yeah, that's problem number one. And then there are also a couple of them that are actually kind of like BS, and the game not telling you certain, like, it's all these little things that I'm like, if you fixed these things, then having the challenge would be a good thing. But the fact that a lot of it becomes a point where you don't know what part of the challenge is actual fair, or if it's the game's mechanics not being good.
Does this feel a little rushed to anyone else? Because it doesn't feel complete. And the frustrating thing about this DLC is, that's how I felt a little bit about the main game. And it's like, I think I would have preferred that all this effort that went into the DLC went into the main game being updated instead.
I think if because it seems pretty clear that this was the ending they wanted to do. So if, say, the game was delayed by a year and they were able to put all of this right from the beginning and not make that original ending, I think then that it all would have been a lot better. Although again, I do think a lot of the design, these design challenges in this DLC pack are specifically because of fan feedback. They were like, oh, people said it wasn't challenging enough, so we made these really, really challenging.
Is that documented? Did any developers say, hey, we're making this more challenging because you said it wasn't challenging enough?
No, that's just a Twitter thing.
Yeah, that's just a game theory.
Yeah, whoa, game theory.
For some reason, I thought I saw a Kishimoto tweet saying that they wanted to that they were taking fan feedback and including some of that in the DLC, but I could be wrong.
Well,
They were, but not for the challenge stuff.
Alright.
Also, I just want to say I'm only quoting all of this because there's only 3 intricate map challenges in the DLC. So I was like, I'll just throw the whole experience in.
you did
But
it.
yeah, it was stuff like the spin dash being found in the files and stuff, and people making it work. Where he was like, all right, he's very much looking at social media and incorporating the feedback. But as far as the difficulty goes, I think it was unintentional, or at least not as much of a mission statement. It just happened to wind up being difficult due to probably just not having a lot of time. I think they
Yeah.
set their ambitions high for this and added a lot more than initially planned, which is what they've said, and that's cool. But I think they just hit a point where someone above them was like, you gotta get started on that next Sonic game, and they were like, this is good enough, I guess.
Yeah, it sucks.
Here you
That's
go.
just how it is, though.
Yeah.
It turned, yeah.
Just the more
Go ahead.
the more time I spent with the
There they
DLC
are.
and actually got it right, the more I liked it. You know, the more I got used to a Sonic game not being optimal. I liked it more. Weird, but yeah, it was rough up front. I took a week away just to be like, man, what happened? Why? Why is it bad now? I was like, they killed all the momentum they had of like the first two updates, making everyone happy. I felt like they just slapped you across the face and was like, all right, deal with it. We're not telling you shit.
That's why I feel like they should have spent the time making this into making the game better. The base game.
Yeah. I think it was just the thing where I don't think it was... What I've inferred, this hasn't been said, just as the game got closer to release, I think they were probably looking at their numbers and were like, this is actually looking to do better than we expected, right? This is the first Sonic game in ages to sell more than like 1 million-ish units. Like it sold 3 or 4 million, which is a lot for a Sonic game
Yeah.
these days.
That's
So I think
true.
at that point they were able to get approval to do more, but not to push the game itself back another year than it was already pushed back.
Yeah.
Shame. It would have been better to put that time into the main game, I think. But
Yeah,
this is what we got.
I think the biggest shame about it is that we finally have 3D Tails, Knuckles, and Amy again, and at best the reaction is that was all right, which is like it's like yeah, like they have a lot of like there are parts of the characters that are really like again like the site like it's like oh like the like once you get the Cyclone and it is legitimately like I had the biggest smile on my face just being able to zoom and fly over the entire island. I'm like wow, this is amazing. And like yeah, like Amy with the tarot cards is pretty fun to do. And then like oh like Knuckles is okay,
He's there.
but then there's like little things about Nut that are like it's just yeah, it's just weird thing. Mostly because yeah, again because of the controls. And it's like oh, just we were so close. We were so close to greatness.
David,
Yes. What?
I'm giving you permission to speak.
Hello.
How do you feel?
What should I say?
I was sitting here like, oh man, David hasn't said much.
I haven't
Second-
said
well-
much. Okay.
David's trying
Did
to
you s-
become an ambassador for Sonic, so he can't say anything too negative.
Oh, right. I can't say
Oh,
it
right.
sucks. I can't say Sonic's bad.
Amy.
That
I can't say it sucks. That's the end of my thoughts.
You can't become a lore master if he says things are bad.
True.
yeah,
Oh, you don't know what you're
gotta-
doing yet.
Yeah, you have to
There you
go.
go.
And do that because then yeah, you got oh you ran out of things, so you got to waste time circling around so you can have more for your move.
I forgot there were
Yeah.
balloons in this game.
This playthrough was like, I started recording the week this came out,
Uh-huh.
and then I got frustrated and was like, this footage is just unusable. So I started the second playthrough. So some of this is still me figuring things out along the way.
Ah. Did you 100%
Yeah.
it?
We do all the maps. We 100% the first few cyberspace stages after I spent like an hour on each one.
Mhm.
And then I said, you know what? This life is too short.
Yep.
And I didn't 100% the other cyberspace stages. So some of those we just complete.
Right.
I haven't 100% any of the cyberspace stage. I haven't been able
Me
to figure
either.
out how to beat the. I haven't been able to figure out how to beat the races. I'm like, how do you go that fast?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
painful.
The first two stages, like, sorry, Stephen, like 4A, 4B, I thought those were really fun to learn everything and try to do like an all-in-one run. But then you get to some of the weird specific things the other stages do, and it's just like, I'm out. I'm good. This is unnecessary.
Yeah. One day I'm gonna look up a YouTube video of like the optimal path to beat Dark Tales.
Dark.
What- What's his name?
Is that his name?
Dark Tales. Is it the Tales that Tails says bullies
Yes.
him in the main game? Is
It
that
has
what
to
it's supposed to be?
because there's like no other creature that looks like a Sonic friend that you race against, right? So it has to be.
Right. Although it still doesn't explain
Yeah.
who he is or why he's there.
No, But there he is. You get to see him.
Hey,
Finally get
You
to see
race
him.
it's like Sonic Adventure 1 races. Isn't that cool?
Right, but you actually race. I mean, Tails is actually there in that one.
Wow.
No.
You race Sonic.
No.
Amy
Chris,
is sad.
Oh.
do you think it's sad that like I have more motivation to 100% Yakuza 7 than I do to finish the space levels of this game?
If I were to judge you publicly for everyone to listen in on, I would say
That I'm
it's
crazy?
maybe a little sad because of how much you enjoyed the base game and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you got all the memory tokens long before anyone else I knew, just because you really like doing it.
Yeah.
So it is a little sad, I'd say. How
Okay.
dare you?
I'm sorry.
Right,
I'll change.
You know how to destroy the base game. You can do it so quickly. We all saw it.
Oh yeah, I won a
You're the
race.
winner of the charity room race.
That's right. You remember the charity room, which is of course it's a group of people that includes.
Is it a group?
It's a group.
Haha, link in the bio.
When I saw
out the
this,
link.
when I saw this, I went fuck no and then left because I'm like I'm not doing this again.
Oh, this one wasn't that bad. This one was fun. It was like a little
Right, it
Zelda
wasn't so
puzzle,
bad,
but
it
I
took
see
him all
the
night.
time
Look
of
at
day
that.
changed for you, Chris.
No, yeah,
I was here for a while.
It was like noon and then midnight.
Yeah.
these map challenges actually are 99% impossible.
No, that one was fun.
That one was a
I at
little.
least accepted
painful.
that one didn't gate me from progressing with the game.
I'm like the only one who liked that one. Okay.
I liked it enough.
I liked it in Sonic Adventure.
When you do those types of puzzles, okay, well, that's because it's not a puzzle.
Shit, it's an SA1 reference. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
You love
okay,
SA1.
now we
That
have the
means you love
perfect
that.
YouTube short and TikTok to upload.
Did you know?
Why are you British?
I don't know.
You
I need a
gotta.
British person.
You
on here.
need to have some sort of accent, some sort of affectation in your voice if you want to do shorts on TikTok, because
Yeah.
either that or you do the robot voice.
The robot, the
Hi.
AI, the
I was gonna
AI.
say, should
I'm
I do
TikTok.
an AI impression?
Right. What does that
I
voice have
found
a
this
name?
Sonic Adventure reference in Sonic Frontiers.
Right. I want to know.
I love mulch.
No.
You love mulch? Tell me more. Is there some sort
Well,
of conspiracy
I
to
love
stop
Chris
people
is starving. His mulch reserves have
lobotomy.
depleted.
Ju-
Donate now to the charity room to get Chris the mulch.
From mulch?
the
I love being
the Chris.
force-fed microplastics.
Just
Skibbity.
just like in the main game, I do like finding ways to kind of cheat, like the platforming of being like, okay, how far high up can I get, and then fly over to the spot I'm supposed to get to just avoid all of the platforming. I think there is some kind of joy in doing that, especially since all three of these characters can fly.
All right, but Tails is the best one to do that.
Yeah.
'cause- do 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 do. Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is the
Oh,
song that you
yes.
groove to. Like you just you clear the room and you put down
Oh,
a
okay.
breakdancing board and you just are like, hold on. Although they definitely always start you in a weird place.
Everybody did that. 'Cause they're like, wait, what's wrong with Knuckles' glide?
Oh lord.
It
Yeah.
I don't know why they start you in a thing where like you're not going to get this. Sorry.
I really never thought I'd be in a world where a new mainline Knuckles felt closer to 06 than anything else in this series. But
Yeah.
It's a little there.
It's a reference.
Yeah.
It's a little there.
It's a reference.
Oh.
I think I saw somebody online say his glide is less like it is in the other games and more like in like the Batman Arkham game. Like that's how his glide
But
functions.
Knuckles isn't in that game.
Yeah, but Knuckles isn't like that, so that's why it's like he shouldn't be. And then also the fact that it's like, oh, you can't climb. You can only climb very context sensitive.
Stefan,
Yeah.
I just realized something. You remember when Izuka was like, I can't believe people were so excited for Ray and Mighty, and so we brought them Fang, and I'm just so surprised by the fan reaction of bringing back Fang. Like, does he not know that we like SA1 and SA2? Does he not know that that's how we want Knuckles to feel?
Maybe not.
I feel like there has to be some level of they were like either they couldn't get that Knuckles flying to work, or they were like, oh, they didn't
This is
want
the way
they
to
didn't
do
want
it.
but it's like, yeah, let's go.
real-time discovery here.
Oh,
Yeah, like,
that was
see,
good.
like, I was
You
good.
could
I
have done
was
that for
like,
like
oh,
another 30
they-
minutes. I'd be okay if the rest of the video was just like,
Yeah, like I had the thought of, oh, they designed Knuckles that way because they were afraid that making Knuckles fly normally would break the game. But then you look at Tails, Amy, and what else you can do with Knuckles, and it's like they did a good job about that. There's
Yeah.
nothing, you can't break
Spin
anything.
dash.
Yeah, spin dash.
doo-doo.
It's weird. I wouldn't want Knuckles to be so context sensitive in the future, but I do at least appreciate that they make some not puzzles, but they do at least build things around that restriction where I'm like, okay, I don't want them to do this again, but I get why they did it this time. Also, he's like digital or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, building it around each character.
Oh man, the digital domain.
Also, the fact that like, yeah, because I was confused about like initially about the whole, oh, you're jumping between you run between Amy, Knuckles, Tails, Sonic, and then Amy, Knuckles, Tails, like you do that circle. So, but you're just kind of like you're waiting for that moment when you can choose whatever character and play whatever you want. And then when you finally do it, it's like you can only change the character at this one specific Coco at the highest point of the map. And if you want to, you have to keep going back to that. And I'm, God damn it, man.
Hey, well, at least you
Just
don't have
ride
to go through the
a
whole
3,000 meter tall pulley to go back to.
It's a really good pulley. I like a really long pulley. So I'm okay with
Couldn't it
it.
just drop down?
No, it's the white one.
Bodies hit the
Can you
floor.
do it? Or is it 99%
Button
impossible?
the unknown. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Nah, I got there.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, you wanted to hear something about Short Luke, right?
Okay.
All right. So Short,
What?
comma Luke. This is from Wikipedia. Luke Lamar Short,
SpongeBob.
born January 22nd, 1854, was an American Old West gunfighter, cowboy, U.S. Army scout, dispatch rider, gambler, boxing promoter, and saloon owner. He survived numerous gunfights, the most famous of which were against Charlie Storms in Tombstone, Arizona Territory, and against Jim Courtright in Fort Worth, Texas. Short had business
What?
interests in 3 of the best-known saloons in the Old West: the Oriental in Tombstone, the Long Branch Saloon in Dodge City, and the White Elephant in Fort Worth. That's what you wanted to know, right?
I fucking love Star Wars.
What happened?
I've been waiting so long
Did-
to read that.
Did I forget something we talked about in the last 10 minutes? What happened?
You said you wanted to
Short Luke.
Short Luke.
Oh,
Short.
I did ask that, didn't
Right,
I?
and
Yeah.
that, right.
I am so glad the pop-up's been fixed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's Short
Oh.
Luke. Well, that Short
That's
is in
a-
the last name, Luke Short. Not to be confused with
That's
Luke
another
Short, writer. What?
That's another disclaimer I should give. I'll put the mods I used in the description. I do have a code on to turn foliage on for like 2 or 4 times past usual base game rendering. So,
Mods
disclaimer.
to fix.
Anyway. Short Luke.
Short Luke. All right, you wanted...
Okay,
Yeah, you wanted to hear Short Luke. Okay, so here's his Wikipedia.
No, because the thing you're talking about was Bigger Luke.
Oh my god. I did legitimately forget. I was thinking like a cowboy. I was saying, who the hell is Short Luke? My brain just shut off and I was so
Completely
confused.
forgot
about-
I'm sorry.
Right. Well, that's
I
because
made
I
a
said
mistake.
let's get on topic, and I've been waiting.
Oh, Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker,
Right.
bigger Luke, but you said Short Luke, but it's not called Short Luke. It's called Bigger Luke, Short Luke. So it was like, oh, here's some guy that Wikipedia
Right.
determined was important who died of some kidney disease, who I've never heard of.
I'm here now.
Yes, you're here now.
Oh.
You're here with Knuckles.
Whew.
Bigger
Oh
Luke.
god, this is uneasy.
Right. So this is from
Yeah,
Bigger.
if this wasn't if you weren't playing on easy, all of those balloons would just not be there.
Yeah. Sorry, David.
Oh,
please
you're doing a
continue.
punch.
Punch with
I
my
guess if there's a-
fist. My fist.
That's very
There's
detailed.
a bigger Luke.
Bigger Luke.
There must be a shorter.
Right. Bigger Luke, which is not to be confused with Luke from the Thrawn trilogy.
Oh,
So, biggerluke.wiki.com. This has to be the most important. Okay. Bigger Luke. Oh, you're talking.
there's a dialogue.
There
Here.
is dialogue. I'm talking over plot.
New story.
New story. There's a lot of new story. There's a lot of good story in this story. I'm gonna say that.
How
That was
much
nice.
how much
Oh,
how much do you show off of like the other character
good.
interactions?
In part 2, I start layering those in.
Okay, yeah.
Not in like a way that makes complete sense, but in a way that at least focuses them together a bit.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
Because I had to wait until the map was done to actually go and do those.
Do they talk about Bigger Luke?
I don't think so.
They do
but
talk about a big-
things I wish they didn't.
Well,
they
or
do
do
talk
they
about
use
a big
the
character.
do you use the abbreviation BL?
don't think so.
Oh my.
It is the slightly larger manifestation of Luke Skywalker that is said to appear in certain scenes of the original Star Wars trilogy, contrasting to regular Luke. The appearance of Bigger Luke in a particular scene is generally, but not always, judged relative to the height of Han Solo. And as such, Han is... Why are you judging it with Han Solo? What if Han is the one who's actually changing size?
How'd you do that?
Yeah,
That's what I
hate-
that's what I want.
I hate how finicky these blocks are sometimes. Where you just end up scraping the side, and then you just start falling like that.
Wait until I upgrade my climbing speed later on.
It is believed by supporters of the canon Luke hypothesis that Obi-Wan's line shortly after Luke first succeeds in blocking the training remote shots, "You've taken your first step into a larger world," is evidence of Obi-Wan's knowledge of there being a larger Luke Skywalker.
I don't know if I like this song or not. It's like, is it a good song, or am I just so used to hearing it for so long?
Oh,
It's a good song.
It's good.
Like
I
just
like it.
hearing about the way to the unknown. Oh, yeah.
Another commonly held theory is that
Yeah.
Princess Leia's comment towards Luke shortly before being rescued, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" is a thinly veiled acknowledgement of the existence of a size discrepancy between different versions of Luke Skywalker. Because this is an in-universe...
See, it's the thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't making it up.
Because this is an in-universe acknowledgement, it is generally deemed evidence in favor of the canon Luke hypothesis as opposed to the Hamill hypothesis. Wait, what is the Hamill hypothesis? Oh, I've skipped
now you
what these
gotta click
descriptions
it.
are. Yeah. So, so most theories fall into two general categories. The canon Luke hypothesis, sometimes simply the Bigger Luke, in which it is theorized that within the Star Wars universe and canon, there does indeed exist a version of Luke Skywalker that is slightly larger than a posited regular Luke Skywalker, or Luke Prime. The Hamill hypothesis, in which it is theorized that there exists an uncredited Mark Hamill lookalike who is used in certain scenes of the original trilogy for undisclosed reasons and whose identity has yet to be determined. Okay, so canon Luke is in universe. There's a Bigger Luke. And
I see.
yes, okay.
It's weirder than I remembered. I think people have had time to flesh it out, perhaps.
Is this just like Eternal Sunshine? No, not Eternal Sunshine, but like just the thing of like, there's enemy. There's just two of the same character, just two of the same person. Yeah, there you go. Oh, and yeah,
I don't know what that is, but I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
yeah. The other big change that this does is that you can't infinitely stay up in the air. You got to actually do some timing.
Well,
You can as Sonic still, can't you?
yeah,
I think
you
it's
can
just
do it
the
as
other
Sonic
characters.
forever. It's the other characters that they made harder.
No,
it's not
not
forever. He
yeah,
he falls after like 20 seconds.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
not in the boss fights. Even on easy.
Relative to Sonic, 20 seconds is like a lifetime.
Yeah, I don't know if you showed up, but like the map challenge when you're like going left and right. Like normally in the main game that's like super easy, but then it's like I actually failed that a couple times when I did it. It's like, oh damn. Like yeah, they really are. Yeah.
Did it feel sacrilege to anyone to be able to home attack as Knuckles or Amy?
No, I was fine with that.
I still forget I can sometimes just because it does feel sacrilegious, I guess, in a way. Yeah. But then Tails can't, so that
yeah,
throws me off too.
Yeah.
he can
gonna
throw
bring that up
wrenches. So.
The funniest interaction I remember was like somebody tweeting about like how like they didn't really like Amy using the tarot cards instead of her hammer. And it's like it would just be like Tails like not using his tail instead of using something like wrenches. And then people responded with, "Wait," and then the guy responded later being like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I think like I like the fact Darrow cards exist, but she should use her hammer a bit more, especially for things that make sense to use a hammer.
I
And
love watching her fly around on her hammer like a broomstick. It's so cool.
oh, are you gonna make it this time? I don't think you are.
What were you about to say, David?
I don't think Chris is gonna make it.
No, before that.
You made? No, you didn't make it. I was like, oh, did you?
You're talking about her using her hammer more?
Oh, just oh, you made it.
Thank you.
You made it that time.
Little
Just
anxiety
like
there.
I don't know if you're hitting something, but you're hitting something with a card. Just use your hammer. Just use your hammer.
Yeah, I think she should have used the hammer for she used the hammer for a regular attacking and then used the cards to fluff. I think that would have been better.
Yeah. What happens if you don't push the button?
Nothing.
Together.
It's like it just waits.
Oh,
Maybe eventually it kicks you out, but I try it later in this playthrough and it just kind of stays, waits for you. Yeah.
you better search for a Chaos Emerald.
I'm thinking about it, but what if we went and did everything else instead?
Oh, yeah, do that.
It is funny. There's an imminent doom right there in the sky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This was the part that stumped me because I didn't realize that you needed to level up your move in order to perform that hit. So I was just like, oh, like
Understand?
yeah, I thought you could just do the regular circle around, but yeah, nope.
No, it's because it's purple.
Oh god, that was
You
scary.
recovered. You saved yourself. I like how it's a
I
Dreamcast
forget if
swirl,
I-
but that's not on purpose. But
A Dreamcast swirl.
I
yeah,
think it's just a swirl.
no. If a swirl exists in a Sega game, it can only be a Dreamcast swirl. It can't be a regular swirl.
Because you can home attack the bombs, I didn't use the special move here because I didn't have it yet. So I just home attacked the bombs over the lasers.
Like see, oh yeah, Dreamcast.
I never noticed.
It's gotta be. Oh yeah.
It's
I think
it's not the same
I
swirl.
think it's Venom.
No, I think it's like like in Sonic's universe, right? He's like, oh, I want to get a cinnamon swirl, like a cinnamon roll. They call it a Dreamcast.
Yeah. But what about Sega Swirl?
Oh, right. Does Sega canonically exist in Sonic's world?
Yes, it's in the background of Sonic 2 and Casinopolis.
It does say.
Yeah, now that we're acknowledging pinball and goal rings and everything, I think it's
Spinning
it's pretty
sign.
safe to say.
Yeah. So yeah, it is Sega Dreamcast. It gets really confusing that the game is called Sega Dreamcast and you play it on a Dreamcast.
It's my favorite game.
Alex,
Whoa!
Alex Adventure is the best game to play on the Dreamcast.
Oh.
There is an imminent doom, like you were saying a bit ago, Steven. And then everyone's constantly looking at the sky and going like, oh, I guess that might happen, whatever. Anyway, I guess I'll fill out the map.
Yeah,
No rush.
it's like playing any Zelda game.
All right. Well, I
So
guess
does the
none of
map? So does the map fill up in all of their heads whenever somebody does something, or is it individual?
All of them. They're all accessing it at the same
You have
time.
a shared conscience.
Yeah. I mean, they are talking to each other right now, like telekinetically.
Yeah. I was thinking about the conversation Sonic has with Stage later in one of the optional things, but I guess it's different. But he's like, I'm gonna go jump up on that rail. Isn't that cool? And she's like, I can't fucking see it. And he's like, maybe Sonic's
Yeah.
still special. But I guess
right.
he's in the real world and he gets to see it, but those in the digital realm don't.
Or is it that the rails just don't the rails aren't existing like just at all, but they only exist for Sonic. So yeah, so he's literally just for everybody else. He's just riding on nothing.
Oh, is there a
He's
mod
a
where
manifesting king.
is there a mod where all the rails are invisible so that we can see what everyone else sees?
That sounds great.
How would you play the game and find them?
You just gotta know where they are.
Sonic
Oh,
Frontiers
no.
Kaizo,
Oh,
Oh no.
another Zelda, another Tetris.
man. Is this 99%?
Okay, do yellow next.
This one's 99.9% if possible.
Wow.
Purple, then yellow. There you go.
Yeah, come on, Steven.
Okay, good job.
Oh.
I'm thinking pretty hard.
Oh man, you're doing the impossible.
Like I got to put Brain Age down for a week after playing this. It's pretty alright.
For
Oh, it's
what-
definitely white
Joe-
than blue.
Joe Biden Eggman really said, "Okay, smart guy, now let's see you take a crack at this," and he took that personally.
You
Biden,
fucked up, Chris.
Oh, they all
I
got
didn't-
sucked up.
I just showing
It's
off
black,
AI
purple, yellow,
animation.
white, blue. Come on.
Huh?
Right, you were just showing the world, because this is a 100% playthrough, and you need to see everything.
Yeah, every possibility needs to be accounted for in this playthrough.
Right. Okay.
Wait until I get to my 30 minutes of that one map challenge I definitely left in.
So Sage also put this into her calculations, right?
Yeah. And she's like, well, if Sonic doesn't do the Tetris thing correctly, for
No!
8 hours-
Oh wait, no, that was the right one.
Oh, you got us all.
You had me scared. I was like, wait, is this the thing I left in and didn't cut out?
No, okay,
Oh,
no, you did it. You did it.
The lighting changed,
already
and I
happened
thought that
once.
was the blue one. It
I
looked
get
blue.
so little of the map. Oh my god.
Look, there's
love
Sage on the map.
Oh yeah, you touch that one, and then you touch that one, and then you gotta touch that one. Okay, you touched it. Good.
Right.
Okay, now you gotta touch that one. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, that
I've
yeah.
played Mario
Now that
Galaxy. I know what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do here.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, careful. You gotta touch that one, not that one. Okay, now you can touch that one.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
this is my third attempt. If that helps anyone feel better.
I
Or
had
judge me more.
I had some trouble with this one. I kept on falling at a certain point.
Did you like this update, David?
Yeah, for the most part, there were definitely things. I think the only things I was really frustrated at were a couple of the boss stuff. You know. Wow, that was done expertly.
Thank you. First try.
I left it on hard for the most part. I switched it to easy for a couple things, and then switched it back to hard. Although I
Yes.
beat the final boss on I think normal, and then during the credits of the game. Oh, you got. You did it.
And that was why I didn't just cut directly to the objective.
Yeah, the
God,
cyclone
that clip
is
was just
gen-
like my whole life in 3 seconds.
Which boss stuff
Yeah. Some of the boss stuff
do you
I
not like
switched.
as much, David?
What?
Like the trial or like
Yeah,
the-
a couple of the trial stuff I was like, ugh, gross, and then
I think I was able to do the first couple, like the enemy gauntlet trials. I was able to do those. I was able to figure out how to do those on hard, but then you get to the final trial, and then it's like, yeah, no, easy time.
easy time. Right, I'm trying to remember. When we see them, maybe I will have a better remembrance of like exactly when I switched. But
Yeah. Yeah, there,
Well, that
there,
was
there, are,
good.
there are a couple of these. The couple of these character challenges where I was able to do most of them, but there were a couple of them I switched to easy because I think there was like a lot. There was like a bunch of like lasers block. There's one of them where it was a bunch of lasers was blocking it, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do to get around this, so I changed it to easy, and then balloons showed up, and I'm able to just jump across those, and there you go, all fixed.
yeah,
I always think to
Cool
myself,
option.
like, I tried this. I spent like 20 minutes trying this. I'm like, I got better things to do with my time.
right. Tower 2 is the worst one, right? I think it's 2.
I think 1 is the one of the Sonic ones. 1 is the one I think I had the hardest on. I believe there
don't
are
remember.
there are the others. I know there are a couple Sonic ones where I was like, oh, I was able to figure out how to do these on hard and had a good time doing.
Tails, go! You got this! Let me know if I can help.
You can't. God,
I'm the
Knuckles.
punching guy.
Hey,
Yeah,
did you
I'm
know?
gonna ask prematurely. He does this a lot more later. Why is Knuckles calling Tails kid all the time now?
Oh, well, they want.
It's
you
an
know that-
Ianism.
They first met each other, like,
This is
few
how Ian
months ago,
wants him to
obviously.
talk to Tails.
Oh, why?
I don't like it that much.
Ask Ian.
I don't know. I feel like they're past that point. And/or Knuckles doesn't talk like that.
I mean, I
yeah,
guess
Ian,
Tails should.
why does Knuckles keep calling Tails kid? Explain this.
Yeah. Here we go.
This is what stumped me. This is what made me put the game down for a week when I didn't have the wrench.
Because he
And I
didn't
was
have
just
the
like,
wrench. See, I got the wrench. I think I got the tornado last. I think.
Wise.
Yeah. Ow!
Oh,
Ow!
oh,
right, you can cheat.
Yeah.
Soy
I gave
Jack.
it an honest shot.
I mean,
Put
to
the
be
Stefan
fair,
Soy
you
Jack
can
up.
just.
No.
Fucking boy Jack Pog. Oh, and he got the drill from Tails the Adventure. Let's go.
He's hacking. He's hacking.
Put the Chris Soy Jack up then.
Okay.
Hackerman.
Okay, so of the four of us, who would have a regular version and a bigger version secretly, occasionally?
Of what?
You know, like bigger Luke?
Ourselves?
Yeah.
I
Like,
feel like Steve.
is it-
I mean,
I feel like it would have to be between me or Steven because we're the normally short people. And it's like I feel like Steven is more likely to have a secret bigger version.
A
Are we
bigger
talking
Steven.
about short Luke?
yeah,
Small
short,
Luke?
Short Luke, bigger Luke? Like,
I don't know. I'm really interested to see a short David.
who's the most Luke Skywalkerian of us? It might be Stefan.
It's so good. Look at it.
It's like
Oh.
a tall, not balding Steven out there somewhere.
Yeah, Stephen Merchant.
Tall Steven.
God damn it. Is that the Steven I have to measure myself against? Fuck.
I think so, but he's like 6'5", 6'6", so good luck.
I can try.
Whoa!
One of the watchers on this bigger Luke wiki is named Han Duo.
That's a whole separate issue.
Is this the laser tower? No, it's not.
No,
the
you get to
laser
just
tower.
skip it. I love the fact you can skip all of that. It's so good.
Yeah. Any thought of being all like, oh, they designed this character this way in order to avoid cheesing, and it's like, nope, completely thrown out the window. But again, I don't care because that it is legitimately really fun to just be able to
Yeah.
just fly around fly around the entire island.
Well, if you take the time to get the points and, get that ability, then that's your reward. You get to skip the other stuff that you don't want to do.
Oh, the sky's looking rude.
Oh, it's God.
Tails, you killed it.
No! We've got to find a way back into the system. Sonic is counting on us.
Well, you were in
And
the.
or the entire world.
Wait, why do you need to get back to the? You exited the system because Sage said there's another way to do stuff. You were in this. You could have just stayed in. God, jeez.
Tell the master
Oh, don't worry about it. It's very important.
stories to the pilots who gave their lives to save the world.
Me and the girl I pulled by being weird.
King shit.
Right. I stole this crown from one of them. I desecrated their grave, and now I'm their king.
That is irrelevant now.
That
I
is
don't even
irrelevant
wear this in
now.
the next game.
For the components
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this turn, but you know what? It's fine.
find them, ascend the towers, complete their trials, and you will gain control over the cyber.
Are you doing okay? You're kind of like flashing between you're pulling a shadow and you looks like you're swapping between hero and dark. Like, doing okay?
Whoa, are you
I have
the
a light
visual
bulb about to
representation
die.
of SA2? I guess that was Eggman trying to remake the game, but instead it turned into like this girl avatar who talks. Huh.
He was trying to create his own mod for the Sonic hacking contest.
I read that text so sassily. It's like, Tails will be playable later. Just do some shit as Sonic right now. Like, okay.
Right. They
Okay.
want you to not worry that you missed something, but I'm still get a little worried because what if I miss something? Also,
Well, if I miss something.
like having to unlock the entire map again, yeah. You can only unlock certain parts of certain characters. It's an issue.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. These towers are.
I always
way
skip
more.
this cutscene, so this is the first time I'm seeing this.
Wait, you didn't even watch it the first time?
No.
What?
7.
That's part
I'm
of the
like, I've
experience.
seen this before. I played Island 4. I've seen that cutscene.
But you haven't.
got
It's
shit to do.
different. What are you doing?
Well, you saw it now, David.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Oh, here we go.
Leave the emerald honey to the pros, Sonic.
This is,
Fart master.
this is a good song too.
Someday I'll come back to this game and genuinely play all the things I skip by being stupid at the game, but not today.
Oh,
I.e. most of the Tails challenges. But also that.
oh, there's Knuckles.
Oh,
I thought you were supposed to be looking for the emeralds. What are you doing? Standing around.
it is very Sonic Adventure reference, Sojack. It's very SA1 to just see the characters standing around still doing nothing and go talk to them. I like it. It's
Yeah.
dumb, but I like it.
It's not dumb. It's good.
It's smart.
And then also Eggman randomly.
Yeah.
It'd be so good if like you talk to Knuckles and he's just like, "Yeah, I saw this woman. She's gambling over there, and her son is just being abandoned." And
I
ignored."
think it would be better if he talked about his fists.
Oh, his fists.
And how he's gonna punch some things.
And if you talk to him
Yes.
as Tails, he calls you kid. And
Hey kid, what up? My name's Knuckles. I've got 2 fists.
What's he say after the Chaos 4 fight over and over? You talk to him like, huh? What are you doing? I just wanted one of those real
Get
bad.
going.
It would have been useless, but
He's right in front of
there's
you.
some unfinished business to take care of.
Where is he? He's
That's
right in
true.
front of you.
What are you waiting
You
for?
don't care. There it is. That's it.
Yeah. You-
It's amazing. We've been here for an hour. We've accomplished so much, yet so little.
that is true. Well, the story, it really kicks into gear later. Like, it's when you're talking to everyone. It fleshes out all the little things, and
Like pinball.
pinball. Oh yeah, they explain way too much. No, they explain a good amount. It helps flesh out what the hell this world is, because otherwise, like, these islands definitely make no sense, and
Yeah.
they kind of still don't make perfect sense, but they make a lot more
complete-
sense. And I like the fact that there's more going on.
I forget if Sage says this or one of the Cocos, but they do explain what Zap is.
They do talk about.
they don't fully explain
no,
it.
not fully explain, but we got the closest thing to an explanation of what Zap is supposed to be.
Right. It only took till
Sure.
DLC 3 to be like, oh yeah, that symbol. And then
The whole thing we revealed with the first 20-second teaser, right?
Yep.
That thing.
right, they also talk about those rocks you can knock over, which I like.
Yeah, they're
I don't
like
know who was in the kitchen for that one. That one was like, oh no, they like having their shit being knocked over. I say, what? Wait.
Oh man. So if the ancients had like a form of YouTube, what is the thing that they would like that you would think anyone else wouldn't?
they would post a Wojak of them pointing at their rock formation.
They'd watch Badlands Tugs videos, but in reverse, just to watch the glasses fill up. It's you. This is one of those things where I'm like, this is a better thing. You get to actually get a little perspective and character on the pilots, right? It finally kind of explains why you fought the things, kind of.
Yeah,
Some stuff here.
yeah, all the stuff with Sonic and the Ancients. That's really good. Yeah, this is stuff that should have been in the OG.
What's kind of cool but sad about these people you're talking to, these are the versions that got uploaded before they went and fought.
All right, yeah.
I think, yeah. You know what
Get
the
ready for the gameplay of all time, by the way.
you know what the
Oh,
ancients
yeah.
should have done? Maybe had like something that would tell you, hey, don't listen to that voice. It's probably a bad person that we sealed up. So just try to save your friends without letting them out.
They were going to record that before they went up the fight, but they forgot. No.
They're like, ah, man, we did miss. You failed.
Yeah, I just had to show that I'm not good at this game. You know,
Oh, okay.
showing all the endings.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. So now first you go in a circle, right? And then you do that.
Yeah, this one took me a while because again, like these guys are so finicky, so you basically just have to run and gun the entire time, or else you get stuck in the damn spiky holds.
Even on easy, they're kind of tricky.
Oh man, look at Sonic. It was like he was a big old spin dash. It reminds me of Sonic Extreme, the unreleased Sonic the Hedgehog game for the Sega Saturn.
Whoa.
Didn't remind me
Welcome
of
to
that.
YouTube Shorts.
This
Cancel my move.
this move
Whoa.
is just like in Sonic Extreme.
TikTok girl, no.
Oh,
TikTok girl, yes.
I
Wait.
found where the poop stain is.
oh.
No.
It was right here all along.
TikTok girl. That's vulgar.
Can we get TikTok Girl on one of these episodes?
We have her here right now.
Like the actual original woman who was the voice?
Oh yeah, let's find them. Are they real?
Okay.
I'd rather find the
I-
Siri VA.
Oh, well, she followed everyone on Twitter. She's easy to find.
She's in Persona
TikTok
5. She's in
girl's out
Persona
there.
5.
Can we get all of the voices? So TikTok Girl, Siri, Alexa, Cortana.
Wait, so
I mean,
so
we-
so do you want AI FTCR?
David, I like how many AIs you just summoned by saying that out loud. Like, who knows how many things got activated.
Uh-oh.
Alexa, order toilet paper.
I am,
Okay, Google.
Okay, this
Okay,
is what I
Google.
found for toilet paper.
I like this little environment. It's cool. I don't know what it is.
It's really
but it's
big.
cool.
You should be
It's-
able to just run down that hall until you hit a wall.
It's very Kingdom Hearts. Like it feels like this is like the room where you have to fight like a mini boss. You just get spawned in this and you fight them. And then you have the music of the dun-na-na-na-na, dun-na-na-na-na-na-na, and then you do the final attack and it's like shing, and then you're back to the regular gameplay.
You did it.
And now we're back to the regular gameplay.
Oh.
Didn't I do well, guys?
Yes.
That was okay.
Thank you.
Am I the only one who imagines these guys talking with a Russian accent?
Yes.
Yes.
I can respect that. Take my blessing and use it to defend all that you love.
What is this?
I don't. What?
That didn't make more sense.
Oh,
Anyway,
oh,
we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
part 1, 2.